Welcome to the Emo Social Club podcast, broadcasting to you live from emosocialclub.tv. I am Brian.
And I'm Lizzie, and we're here this evening back with another interview live stream with our new friends in Better Love. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight.
Hello.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us. We're so excited.
You're live on the internet
No
right
pressure.
now. It's pressure. Everyone's watching you right now. It's like being on stage, but instead of a stage, it's the internet.
And you're just in a silent room.
Immediate.
Yeah. I feel like I just gave a metaphor that was like not a metaphor. It's just like exactly what it is. Like that's just, you didn't even...
You just stated reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like I only know what a metaphor is because it's like a thought with another thought's hat on. And that's the only reason I remember what it is.
Wow, that's a way to describe a metaphor.
It's a metaphor of a metaphor. Anyway, let's go ahead and introduce all of you. We'll start with Jackie, as was determined before we started recording.
It's true. They chose me to go first, which sometimes I'm just not sure. I'm a great follower.
Oh.
My dream in life is to truly be like lead supporting actress. So I'm gonna give it my shot. I'm gonna try and give like that main character energy right now. So I'll do what I can. Hey, what's up? I'm Jackie. I play guitar and I sing in Better Love. Is that all I'm saying? Is it just like, are we doing like
I mean, you could say something really crazy. I mean, like the fact that you said you wanted to be lead character energy, I feel like that's good.
The number one, number two. Like the very first, second in command.
Yeah, so everybody else who goes next has to say what your role would be in whatever movie, like actor or production-wise.
Great. So yeah, we have lead supporting actors here. I'm great at following cues.
Fantastic.
I'm not good. I'm thinking on the spot like this. Do I go next?
Sure.
Yeah.
My name is Brad. Unfortunately, I'm not in any movies, but maybe one day. We'll see. Never know what happens.
You never know who's casting.
Yeah, you never know. One of your friends could just call you up and be like, hey, can you be in a movie real quick for me? And then bam, nominated for like a Sundance or some crazy shit like that.
Nominated as the second lead actress.
Yeah, maybe someone will be like, hey, you did pretty okay on that podcast. You want to come to
Want to do a voiceover? You can want to be a voiceover.
I think this is our audition for like new roles in movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's, what, is that what this is? Is that why we're here?
It's,
are we being
honestly, I hope so. My dream as a kid, that was my dream when I was younger, is to be an actress. So
technically,
if anyone has any opportunities, call me.
Technically, everything you do is part of your resume, so you can throw this up there and say, I was on a podcast because I wanted to be in a movie. So,
So, hey guys, hit my line.
Resume
you can
builder.
kind of just tweak your resume to be what you want it to be.
100%.
Don't we all?
Remember, lie on your resume. Everyone, lie on your resume. Now,
I didn't say that.
I did. But now,
Brian has said it multiple times before, so it's nothing new.
Keep in mind, it's a lie.
This is normal.
But at the same time, like...
Can you live the lie confidently?
Yeah. I mean, don't say, like, you can ride a horse if you can't. That feels dangerous. But, like, like, if you're like, I definitely know Excel, and you don't know Excel, first of all, learn Excel. It's awesome. And second of all, it's fine. They'll hire you.
It's like you could say, like, I can drive a car really fast, but fast is relative. Like, 65 miles an hour, that's fast for me.
Fast.
Dude, yeah. If I'm riding, like 20 miles an hour, I'm like, I feel dangerous right now. Fast and Furious Brian over here.
I am Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Quick turn of the wheel.
Please slow down. I want to get there alive. Popcorn over to...
Oh, yeah. I'm Kay. I play drums in the band, and, we're doing the movie thing. I don't know. I feel like I'm very malleable. I think I could play any role. I'm mostly a method actor, so like just give me the script, I'll study it, and I will live it.
So you're gonna become Jared Leto as the Joker, is what I'm hearing.
I'll be whatever they need me for, and I will live it to my true self, and people will be worried about me. So
I feel like it's important for me to ask before we continue. Are you Daniel Day-Lewis?
No.
You have to answer honestly.
You have to tell me if you're Daniel Day-Lewis.
I'm still K, and I play in Better Love. But next time I have a script, I could be somebody else,
including Daniel Day-Lewis.
I could be.
Okay, so you would do a one-person show. Like, you could play every single person.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
That's Kay's superpower.
Kay and Brad could truly be on the like that. What's that skit show? So I really think you should leave.
Oh, yeah. I think you should leave. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. We'll just.
And I'm just in the background.
I don't want to go too far in the bit.
Jackie's there being the best damn Lee support that she can be.
Perfect. Well, that's everybody. We have you on tonight. You just announced a new show, December 5th holiday celebration at GMan Tavern here in what's going to be snowy Chicago. So, so that's sweet. We're doing a giveaway in chat if you're here. If you're listening to this later, I'm sorry you didn't win. You can go buy tickets. So there's that. Yeah. But you
do also have to be over 21 to come to the show and buy tickets.
Again, lie on your resume.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Get a fake ID. Come to the Better Love show, or you're a fake fan.
Today's show on how to put together a resume.
Fake the ID, but don't fake the Vax card.
Yeah, that is
correct. Please don't.
Please
you can fake a lot of documents, but for the love of God, not your Vax card.
Exactly.
We'll find you. You also just played on October 15th with Rationale, who we interviewed like the day before. We're like, well, this podcast is going to come out after that show, but it looked awesome. It looked great.
Yeah, it was a great time. We had a lot of fun, and it was very, I don't want to say super last minute, but originally it wasn't looking like we were going to be able to do it, but just had some change of plans, basically a couple of weeks before the show. And because they had originally asked us to be on it too, and things didn't work out at first, but then plans changed, things happened, and we were just like, oh, can we still do this? And they were like, yeah, and we were like, awesome, it's gonna be a good time, and it was. So
now, for just touring in general, how has it been to kind of get back into the swing of things overall?
Oh, so that was the first show we played in 19 months, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
something like that.
From March of 2020 to October 2021.
Yeah, because we were on tour with Knuckle Puck and Heart Attack Man in March of 2020, right? Mm-hmm. All my years are confused. COVID ruined everything. Yes. And our last show was actually in LA. And then we drove to San Francisco to find out that the venue was not having shows anymore. Long sob story that every band that was on tour during COVID, and we hadn't played since then. So that was our first show back a couple weeks ago. And it was definitely oh yeah, we definitely have to relearn everything. But I guess once we hit the stage again, for me at least, it kind of felt like, riding a bike, you can always pick it back up. So it was really nice. It was a great show.
How was the tour with Heart Attack Man, which I feel like are some of the most chaotic people on the internet?
I was like, Lizzie's about to go, how chaotic is Heart Attack Man in real life?
I love Heart Attack Man, but I want to know how unhinged are they?
I mean,
they're actually really
they're really chill. They're all really nice.
I don't want to say Eric is playing a character because that's Eric's true self.
Is he a method actor?
Shoot, bringing it back. You know what? I actually think yes. I think when Eric is being Eric from Heart Attack Man, it's very real. That's actually Eric from Heart Attack Man. But then when Eric's just Eric, it's just Eric.
That is a good way to put it. There's Eric and then Eric from Heart Attack Man.
Yeah, it's amazing. They're all great people though. That was it was a really fun tour for us.
Yeah, it was really fun while it lasted.
Yeah, it was really sad when we had to part ways, and then Eric goes thrifting a lot and found a like a Britney Spears shirt that it was like her cologne brand that she made, and they gave it to like JC Penney employees, and I saw that he thrifted it, so I got that from him. So we kept in contact after that just so I could get a Britney Spears cologne shirt. So that was cool.
I feel like it's worth it. That's worth it. Was it a fantasy perfume?
Curious, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
From her circus era. I don't know. I made that up. I just picked an album.
No, it actually is.
Okay, maybe I know more than I think I know.
Yeah, I think Fantasy was before then because it was in that little pink and purple bottle, if I remember correctly.
Yep. This is now a Britney Spears podcast.
Everybody, what's your favorite Britney Spears song and perfume?
No.
Wow.
No. I mean, we can. I do love Britney Spears, but Toxic is the best song that she's done and one of the best songs of all time. So I'm not going to... It's not that I don't want to have a conversation. Song. It's just that there's no conversation to have.
Okay.
It's a mega hit.
It's so good. It's so good.
Just saying justice for If You Seek Amy, because that's my personal favorite Britney song. I think it smacks.
I love
and nobody
Lonely.
talks about it.
But that's also a hit. But Lonely, I don't know, just does it for me.
Unfortunately, I do only know the hits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's most of us, though, in general. Like, everything that has a music video, we know.
Maybe I got to dive into the deep cuts, you know.
There's like... So, like, the sense of how music has changed over time is obviously, like, there's way more singles than just an album with, like, a few singles on it. And artists, like, comparing Britney to Billie Eilish, for example, is, like, Billie Eilish is a pop star that's released a bunch of singles and then finally puts out a record. There's some songs on it that are... not the hits, I guess you could say, but like most of the songs were released as singles. Everybody knows most of Billie Eilish's songs, whereas Britney Spears is like still kind of defined by like a certain number of hits across a certain number of albums. Whereas Billie Eilish is like, yeah, I've got like 20 hits and put out 2 records and an EP and that. And I'm like, yeah, it's just very interesting that now it's like the hit comes first, then an album comes later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's definitely.
Yeah. I feel like it's always like dependent too, because like, yeah, but I guess it is just like usually it happens from like one song. Because there's like, I don't know, people like Lizzo who have had like an album out, multiple albums, I think, out for a very long time, and they don't get discovered till like years later, and then they blow up, you know? Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
It's also crazy to see just how quickly it happens sometimes. And just like, especially now, I think about like something I was thinking about earlier too was just with pop music in general, like, you know, like mainstream realm of pop music and all that, how not only is honestly I feel like pop music like at one of its peaks right now as far as like the quality of music that's being released, like there's just so much of it and it's all so good. But also just like things that are just setting records right now. Like I just saw, I'm pretty sure that even like Dua Lipa with Levitating, I think she just broke a record for like the longest, like reigning like #1 single by a female artist in history or something like that. Like something crazy. And it's just, I don't know, it's a cool time to like be existing in the world of music, I think.
I think it helps that pop music is way more acceptable in like our pop punk emo scene, whatever community, like the rock scene. It's like much more accepted now to be like, yeah, I listen to pop punk band here, but I also listen to I also listen to Billie Eilish. I also listen to Britney Spears. I really like all of these other like really pop artists. I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. Like, I love Taylor Swift. And it's like,
well, I mean, in my opinion, Speak Now is a pop punk record. So.
Yeah, correct. We did.
I also just think overall, like, the idea of pop music is expanding. Like, everything is just drawn from like all these different inspirations and all these different genres. Like the line between whether it's pop punk or just straight up radio pop, or we're talking rap or R&B or anything, like all of these lines are so blurred, and people are just legitimately creating good music that I think like the idea of someone saying that like a specific genre is like toast. No, you know, no one like says it like that anymore, except for the people who are like, I like everything but country, which they're just fooling themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, yeah, like the idea of like genres, like you were saying, like so many people can listen to whatever it is, and there's not necessarily any criticism around it. It's just everyone's like, oh, that's awesome.
It does feel like rock music is the most gatekeepy, though. Like, a story about Taylor Swift. Not about Taylor Swift. It's about me. It's about me and Taylor Swift.
Get a bunch of like Swifties on the lark and like coming in here.
Please, let's all talk about our appreciation for Swift God. I DJ Emo Night LA, and I put on a Taylor Swift song, "You Belong With Me," because it's more pop punky. It's like that country, but also like definitely a pop punk chorus. Like, no question about
drivey,
it. Yeah. So I play it, and somebody wrote on Emo Night LA's like one of their posts the next day and said, "I can't believe that I had to listen to a Taylor Swift song at Emo Night last night." And they were like, "Where was this?" And they said, "Chicago." And they said, "I'm really sorry that for 3.5 minutes you heard a song you didn't like. Like, I don't know what you want, man."
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but why are we at this party? And like we just DJ'd the other night, and Lizzie put on a Kesha song, and TikTok still fucking goes. So, like, what's the problem here? You can get down, you can enjoy yourself, you can have a good time.
I heard the Jonas Brothers, and I said we are listening to the Jonas Brothers, whether anybody likes it or not, because I love it and I'm in control. People loved it. But I had some dude come up to me. He's like, "Can you play some real emo, like Manchester Orchestra?" I'm like, "Do you know
Jesus.
where you are right now?" Because I have a really rough thing to bring to you, my guy.
Do you know, like,
you need to go somewhere else.
You know, like the emo shit post. It's like real emo only consists of the emotional DC hardcore scene.
He literally looked like what that looks like as a human, and then he gave me this bad like, "Oh, I can't believe it," because we had music videos, so we had Dance, so we had like some of the speaking parts of that in for Fall Out Boy, and most people like it because most people have seen it, and it's very short. He did this huge eye roll, looked over at me, and he's like, "Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "Can you go somewhere else?"
It's Patrick Stump saying, "It's a dance, so do you want to dance?" And I'm like, yeah, we're literally on a dance floor. Just go for it, man.
It's wild. People don't want Kesha like at Emo Night, because like the first time I heard of Katy Perry was at Warped Tour.
Yeah. Exactly. Like 303 and,
like
and Katy Perry. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Brilliant. So many of these artists like could have come up in the same scene, and like I don't know if Warped Tour was super gatekeepy then, because I was just like, yo, like it's cool to have different people on this tour and not just like a bunch of straight white dudes playing sad songs about their girlfriend or Motionless in White. But then yeah, like, I don't know. I'm really stoked on it. I just wish that more people in our scene are like not taking from other genres, but also enjoying other genres. Like, oh, I really like trap beats, but I don't listen to hip hop. It's like, then you don't love rap music. You don't love hip hop. You know,
right. I don't know. I feel like the line is becoming like super blurred though. Like, I feel like we're slowly progressing to like the opposite, where like, I don't know, like when I was a kid, it was either rap or it was pop or it was rock or it was like heavy music. And then I like started diving into music, and I'm like, this is like indie Brit pop, or this is like prog metal gent whatever. And like now I'm just like, I don't care. I'm just like, I'm just like,
sound cool.
Yeah, I'm just like, if it sounds good, I listen to it, and I'll just call it like a basic term again. Like I'm like, this is heavy music or it's pop music or rock. Like I don't even know, but even then, the lines are still blurred between like pop and rock. Like even the most like broad of genres, I feel like.
Well, you even have under like the rock umbrella, you have alternative, and then you have people saying, well, what's really alternative anymore? And you have a bunch of people saying it's grunge, and I'm like, okay, that was the 90s. Let's get back with it. What's new alternative? And then
Lizzie's radio programming.
Yeah, I was going to say alternative.
So messy.
Yeah, alternative is like another umbrella under that umbrella of rock music.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many umbrellas.
That's
everywhere.
the bands that can't let go.
That's why I started this playlist called "Dang, These Songs Are Bumpin'," because it's like completely outside of genre, but it's just songs that make me go like, yeah, like the bass line hits, and I'm like, fuck yeah! Like I want to like drive my car and like
drive your car at a smooth 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, and it goes like.
Nice and steady.
Not
Everyone's
too
passing
fast.
you, and you're just.
It's fast for me though.
It's like I want to be that person like in the car, like when you're at a stoplight, you know. It's like songs that make you like have to move, where then everyone outside of you is like, "Are they okay?" And you're just like, "I'm having a great time."
It's like that, and like whether you're like sitting like there getting really into it, or even if you're just singing along with something, if you ever like stop and like look around to see if anyone's like looking at you while you're like singing along to a certain song.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a similar sort of thing where
but
people
that's my
are
new
looking at you
genre.
like, are they
Bumping?
Are they singing? Are they talking to someone? Are they talking to themselves? What's happening?
Rocking out. Mind your business.
Yeah.
Now, would you classify Better Love's new music that's coming out after the new year, as bumpin' genre, or what would you describe it as?
Would I put Better Love in bumpin'? I've thought about that because I'm selfishly like, do I bump to my own music? And the answer is yes, absolutely.
I think so. Yeah,
I think what's really cool, just overall kind of the way we're approaching this is like we're writing music because we enjoy it. And I think some really unique things are coming out of us just because we are, like kind of we were talking before, like the blurred lines of just music and creating. We're not necessarily trying to fit a mold or fit a mood. We're writing for the sake of writing because it feels good. So I think just this album overall has its own kind of like maturity to it. Because I think that people will tell like when it happens, there's this natural flow because just how it's coming together. It's because we enjoy it. And I think that it really reflects that in the music.
Yeah, and like,
I think we're. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just to like piggyback off of it, is like I feel like that's how Better Love even got started in the first place. Is I know Brad and I for sure we used to play music, and we weren't necessarily trying to fit a mold, but there would definitely be times where we'd be writing and we'd be like, "Are people gonna like this?" And now with Better Love, it's just like, "Do we like it?" And I think that's how it should be, because if we enjoy playing it and people like watching us enjoy playing it, then that's half the battle, So
yeah, definitely. And I feel like we've gotten into this sort of like creative process now where we're getting in our own way less and less. Like I feel like a lot of times, like when you go into writing a song, like you have the idea and you have like this sort of set in stone thing of your head of like how you think it's supposed to turn out. And like, that's just not how songwriting works. And so like, sometimes you'll try to force certain things and like, try to make it fit a certain mold, like we've been saying. But it's cool because this time we've been able to like just kind of get in the studio, whether it's just like in my apartment or with our engineer, James, and just like sit there and be like, okay, here's this idea, like what does this call for, and not worry as much about like, we need to like kind of be going in this certain direction or whatever, or we need to be able to play it this way, or so just like letting it show us what it is. I think that's been like a really neat thing to kind of discover and do in this process. And we've been writing now for, the whole year. So it's been, it's been a really cool journey, so to say.
I've been listening to this podcast called Bandsplain, and it's like
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, it's honestly great. They are very long episodes because they go into like a full history. So I listened to 7 hours of Metallica's history.
Oh my god!
And like, I'm not a huge Metallica fan. I think that, like, you know, if their song comes on, I'm not like, get it out of here. Like, I just think I've heard Master Puppets way too many times. But in listening to this, I'm like, oh man, I'm okay hearing Master Puppets one more time. This is all right. And then it gets to the part where they're talking about Saint Anger and some kind of monster. And I'm like, man, I've never seen that. I actually want to watch Some Kind of Monster now. But also the part where they talk about, like, that James wrote all of the lyrics and, like, didn't really invite anybody into that part. And then everybody else just kind of writing their own thing. And so everybody's, like, kind of separate, and they didn't really do a lot of it together at that point. And I found that, like, a lot of bands now are, like, entirely collaborative the entire time. Like, every single member of the band contributes everything to everything. How do you guys do it, and how does it work out for you?
I mean, it really depends on the song. Like, even for the record that we're working on right now, there were a few songs that, like, I kind of just did in my apartment, and, like, I brought to Kay and Jackie and was like, here's this thing, we can change whatever about it. And obviously there were certain things we, like, you know, kind of added to it or adjusted a little bit, but a few of those songs basically ended up as what I had just kind of made in my, you know, room in my apartment here. But we've been writing, but there have been just as many songs in this process where we all, like, came together, like, in the studio and, like, had ideas and worked on things. So it really all depends on the song, because sometimes it'll be just an idea, or sometimes one of us will have, like, the full vision for it. And we'll just kind of go for it. But it is a lot more rewarding when, like, the three of us are able to come together and, like, flesh something out and, like, get excited about something that we have, because it just feels, you know, so natural and so good. Yeah, I think that's kind of it.
No, I think that's true. It really does depend on the song. Kind of like we were talking about before, we're not necessarily having any type of structure when it comes to these new songs. So, you know, there are times, like, I'll, like, have, like, a random melody in my head or something, and I'll, like, voice memo it over, and I'll send it over to Brad. And then I usually, like, typically what happens is I wait for Brad's approval, because, like I said, I like to be the lead supporting actress. So I give a voice memo, and then I try to get some hype on it, and then we end up like sending it, like, to Kay as well, and then we'll kind of flesh out ideas. And yeah, I mean, it really is just every single song, I think, on this record has come together differently, and for, like, different reasons. So it's really exciting, because every song, I think, just makes you kind of feel a unique way about it, because there's, like, just, like, a different piece of it that just kind of warms my heart. But I've also always felt that way, like, writing music with Better Love. We have, like, such, I think, a good collaboration where we're always welcoming new ideas, and we are offering changing ideas, or I don't want to say, like, turning down ideas, but maybe saving them for another time. And we have this, like, this really, I think, gentle way of communicating with each other, where it's always like, this is just something that we're creating together. Like, like you're saying, every input matters. And if it doesn't fit in the song now, we'll find it for a new place another time.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like none of us, thankfully, are really, like, you know, hard-headed at all about ideas and things. Like, I feel like you'll hear about some bands where, like, sometimes there's a creative head in, like, the group, and, like, you know, they're collaborative, but there's, like, you know, just as many moments where it's, like, kind of a lot of butting heads, or just, like, kind of hard to get certain, like, ideas across. And thankfully, I feel like all three of us have a really nice, like, sort of dynamic with each other, where we're all, like, very open, like, to trying things, and, like, you know, not being set in any certain sort of way. And yeah, it's great. Honestly, like, I love it. It's awesome.
And I always feel like you run the risk of, like, I don't know, whenever I was writing, it was always like, everybody wants their piece to be the most important thing. And I kind of think this is something that's better, that there are people that aren't just straight white men in the scene, because it means that, like, other people's ideas and other people's thoughts are getting in there, and it kind of opens up more space for everyone's thoughts overall. like I feel as a person like, I wrote these lyrics. I don't really want to show them to you, but I guess I have to because I'm singing them in this band and they're going to be there. And then like, I have to explain my lyrics to you. And it's like, I don't want to explain my lyrics to these guys, to these assholes. Like, I don't want them to know.
Over here.
Yeah. And it's like that sensitivity. I was like, yeah, the lyrics are mine. I own these. These are mine. And I was once asked, like, do you let anyone else write lyrics? I'm like, no, come on. No. But I don't know. It's like, do you feel like, I feel like now with bands that have like, different makeups, different people, different like musician styles. It's like, yeah, the lyrics are a part of it, but it's not any one person's part of it any more than guitar or drums are.
Absolutely. We're like, we like share voice memos back and forth. Like Kay will send us voice memos that they wrote down. Brad has voice memos or, not voice memos. I'm sorry. Like just like our notes app. We all just kind of have lyrics that we will bring into different settings depending on what the song might call for. Which I also think like, again, adds another unique touch to this where it's not just the perspective of one person when we're writing these songs, because it does kind of go through those revisions with the team. And, we try to, capture a thought and capture a vision within a song, but also make it to a point where it's, I hate to be like relatable, but relatable.
Hashtag relatable.
Yeah.
Hashtag relatable.
Yeah, and to kind of go off what you were saying too about like, sometimes bands and like certain members having that sort of protectiveness over their part, and like wanting it to be like the most important like thing that's happening. Thankfully, like, we've all, I think we've all been there before, and having that sort of like protectiveness over a certain part. And like sometimes, we'll have aspects of a song that we're working on where maybe one of us is like, hey, like I feel really strongly about this. And, if it's something that for the rest of us, like is kind of, take it or leave it, we're just like, cool. Like we respect that. Like we'll figure out something for it. But thankfully, I think we've all definitely reached that point of when we're working together, when we're creating something together, where we're just like, we're thinking about what's best for the bigger picture, like best for the song as a whole, and if things need to change to make the whole thing go more smoothly, then like, that's what we'll do. But yeah, again, it's great. I think we have just like this really solid dynamic. And of course, like, there's times where like we'll disagree with things, but thankfully we're all pretty good at like what Jackie said, communicating it in like this gentle way. That's like, like acknowledging it, and stating if it's like a disagreement, but not turning it into like, a big blowout argument or something. Like, it's usually not that serious, and we're like, okay, cool. You don't like it. That's fine. We'll move on. That's it. And yeah, it's thankfully pretty smooth.
It's basically a relationship that you have with many people and is not romantic, but it's still getting along with each other in just a way to like make shit happen, I guess.
Yeah, especially when like you have to be, obviously creative with each other. Well, before I even say that, it's like you're working together, so you have to have that like, that courtesy and that mutual respect for each other, which we all do. And then because it's a creative like passion project where we're all vulnerable, it's that like that storm of like feelings and like, I guess, professionalism that kind of being involved, like having to blend the two of those things.
Yeah, it's super
I think it
like
requires a lot of trust too.
Yeah.
Like, I think we trust each other, more than anything else. Sorry, Kay, didn't want to cut you off.
No, I was just going to dive into that. It's just like, I feel like with the three of us, it's just like common courtesy. Like if there's a thought from anybody, like, or like an idea, whatever it is, I think like it's just common courtesy. You sit, you listen to it, you dwell on it, or you just say your thoughts. Like, and it's not like, it's not always like pretty and perfect and nice, but and like, sometimes for us, because we've been friends forever, it comes out and we're just like, yeah, no, like not at all. Like definitely not
Every
that.
once in a while, we'll be like, yeah, no.
Yeah, but like, it's all about like, I don't know, just common courtesy and I don't know, being adults, so.
Yeah, it's trust, and it's like knowing that it's not personal. Like,
Yeah, and it's crazy and it's cheesy, but like sometimes when shit comes together for us, it really feels like magic, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Like we had that moment last weekend when we were writing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had a song that started out as an idea, and 2 hours later it was basically done, minus some of the lyrics. But we're just like, that's great. Like, this is a good sign. Like, yeah, it's exciting. It's cool.
We've talked with like maybe 2 or 3 other bands before that have like a similar way that they kind of like connect the same way that you guys do. And it is very much of I don't want to say it in like a rude way, but it's kind of like it's like a singular variable when it comes down to it, where it's pretty few and far between when people kind of interact like this within a band or whatever it may be. And it's really nice to know that there are people who have that type of like setup, because it makes like just the communication just work really well. And again, everybody's respected, everybody knows where everything is. And I think it's also good that you guys can acknowledge the fact that, hey, bestie, this ain't working out. And you could be like that for the good. Oh, I can't be too much like that, because there's always like a fine line, I feel. And I think it's also just great that you guys can just be like, hey, this ain't it. What's going on, guys?
I feel like you paused and you weren't going to say bestie, and you're like, nah, I'm going to say bestie. And then you threw
I'm
bestie
sorry.
in there.
Sorry. Brian keeps telling me I can't say bestie. So I said, do I say baddie then?
I'm just saying there's a lot of words out there.
You can say bestie or baddie. I accept either.
She's been calling me baddie just because she's like,
yeah,
you so know you're my bestie. I'm just going to call you
Brian.
baddie now.
It's that, or I angrily yell Brian at you. I was hanging out with some of my really good guy friends, and I was about to yell at them their name, but by default, I almost yelled Brian, because I'm always just angrily yelling at Brian.
Yep.
Not like angrily, but like just in response.
Just yelling at Brian.
We need that better love relationship therapy that you guys are talking about.
I was just going to make some joke about better love therapy, but I was like, no, we're not professionals. Like, that's not what we're here to do.
Look, sometimes you just need to try, and you're like, yeah, I didn't help.
It's actually it's group better love therapy. You know what? Is anybody really an expert? No. But you know what? We can all get there together.
We're all the worst.
We're called Better Love for a reason.
It's funny. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of just what we said earlier too, but me and all 3 of us have been playing music together for years now, and Kay and I have been playing music together for even more years. Like, I think just, having, again, years of working with each other, like, you really get to know people after a long time of doing something like this. So, and like, we've all been through so much shit together now, where, like, honestly, I think, like, well, I shouldn't speak too soon, because I don't know. Who knows what could ever happen. But I don't know. We've been through a lot of shit together, and like, I feel like that has kind of brought us together in that way too, where like, we can have those days where we're also like annoyed at the process or with each other or whatever, but it never carries over for super long. Like, we always either like talk things out, or we get past it and it just works. And like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I don't know. It's just like, it's kind of different. Like, it's like a friendship, obviously. But then, like, when you play in a band and you're living in a van with people, and it's like, all the cliches of being on tour, it's like, that's when you, like, really get to know somebody. And I feel like over the years of, like, playing with Brad and Jackie, and especially Brad, obviously, because we had, like, a little time prior, it's like you just kind of know sometimes, and you get really good at reading them. It's like, like, leave them alone, or like, I can tell by just like a look Brad gives me if like they're hungry now. So it's like,
That's like the equivalent to when your parents are like, oh, I know that like you're going through XYZ by looking at you. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But I feel like that happens with us sometimes, and it's like, it's just like totally natural now.
Kay knows when I'm hungry before I say I'm hungry.
You said, don't worry, Brett, I got you. Stop the hangry. It's okay.
We will have just left the gas station and gotten back on the highway, and I'll just like, Kay will be in the front seat and I'll be in like third bench, and I'll just sit up and look into the rear view, lock eyes with Kay, and they're just like,
Holding over soon.
like, we'll see what's at the next stop.
It's so true, though.
Fig Newtons. Brad loves Fig Newtons. That's all he needs.
That's true.
To get through the day.
Newtons.
It sounds like
Newtons, and yeah.
It sounds like what you're saying is like there's just not a lot of like independent egos that like need something that overarcs everything else, and I think that's like.
But
Let me make it very clear.
Yeah, and I think everybody does, but I think we know how to like, you know, express that. Like when we have a certain vision for something, or if we are protective about something, we know how to like express that and make it known without it being hostile. Did I say that?
No. I mean, I feel like
okay.
Hostile? You can go either way with it.
Doing
I
it as the
heard myself
hostile.
say it out loud, and I was like, "Is that right?" I don't know.
All right,
But,
everybody, go around and say hostile. How do you think it is?
Words are made up, and the
Hostile
points don't
environment.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, because like there's definitely like, you know, songs that I've written or songs that Jackie's written where like, you know, there's something about it that like, where like, oh, it like, you know, it just feels like it needs to be this way, and we go, okay, let's try it, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Song either gets saved for later, gets scrapped, but yeah. So yeah, again, to say what Kay said, the egos are there. But
oh yeah, I didn't mean it about writing music. Actually, I thought we were still just like
Just about
yeah.
like in
I
general.
thought we were just saying like
man.
I don't know. There's stuff like I don't know. Like I said, like if I'm really hungry, I'm gonna pull over if nobody else is too. You know, like I don't care.
We're only egocentric around food, clearly.
I mean,
Oh
look,
yeah,
that
we
seems
do
safe.
care a lot
when I
about
want
food.
my
Yeah.
Popeyes, I want my
Oh,
Popeyes.
okay.
Fair. I think it's more like the ego for the betterment of everybody. Like, I'm going to say what I need, but I'm going to do something that is going to make everybody better. Like, especially in songwriting is like, oh, I'm just going to do something that I know I want, and I'm going to be able to open my mind up if somebody says that they have a different idea.
Oh my God, that is like Brad in a nutshell. I'll be like, oh, here's this song. And I'm playing like a G chord, a C chord. And then Brad's like, oh, like, what about this? And he just like comes up with this thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely what I meant. Of course.
Yeah, sure.
Jackie, I remember you were a solo artist for a while.
Yeah, I did some solo stuff. It's not fun. Let me tell you about. Let me just make
Oh,
that
all
very
right.
clear.
Dispelling the solo artist myth.
Yeah.
No, I'm just telling you. I want to be lead supporting actress. That is in life. That is what I lived through. And honestly, I think a lot of it was when I was pursuing solo music. I think that was pretty much my only outlet where I could write. But, you know, when I became more active in Better Love and when I, you know, started writing more with Kay and Brad, it was one of those things where it's just like, I'm getting the fulfillment that I've always wanted. So I've kind of backed off on like that solo. Of course, I still write, and like songs that maybe don't make it to Better Love, I'll always keep like in my own little arsenal. But, you know, I mean, we've preached to the choir enough tonight that we just have this like really beautiful relationship that, yeah, it just really makes creating music just incredible. Especially, you know, you're starting to hit your late 20s and you're just like, I want to be mindful of how I spend my time and who I spend it with. And I think just Better Love is that in a nutshell.
Yeah, we're all reaching the end of our 20s. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Days are near end.
I'm 34, so I'm that's why I have a
Yeah,
podcast.
late 20s for sure.
Yeah, Brian, how was it? Are you doing all right?
No.
Oh, was it your birthday recently?
My birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, no. February.
Oh.
He's an
nice.
Aquarius baby.
I just
what day?
February 10th.
Oh, I'm February 16th.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
It's always like right around that area of like Valentine's Day, and I'm like, well, it's kind of weird to be born on Valentine's Day. That's usually
Well, at least you weren't, so there's that.
the time factored out. I was 4 days before. You think anybody's getting me a gift for both? No.
What? Listen, listen, my birthday is December 15th. I get everything combined.
Yep.
Oh, God. Holiday birthdays. Mm-mm.
Worst. Not that we have to drop everybody's birthday, but does anybody else have
Everybody
a
drop
story
your birthday
about?
to see
No.
who's compatible.
No one's
in the
dropping
chat.
birthdays.
Hey, you're a Taurus.
Yeah, I was born
That's how
on Friday, May 13th. And the
Fair.
Sunday after was Mother's Day, so, you know.
Yeah.
Friday, May 20th.
There you go.
Yeah. Summer birthdays or like late spring, summer birthdays are kind of where it's
Those
at.
are prime.
Yeah.
I think
Monsters.
mine was Wednesday, February 16th. But we should have introduced with our signs.
Oh, you're right.
Remember,
Oh,
I'm
man.
Aquarius.
I can pull up my whole chart if you want.
Oh
was
no,
gonna-
I can't read a chart. I can't read numbers. I
was
looked
gonna
at
say, I
mine. I
think-
said, I don't know what the fuck this means.
The fuck is
I
this?
don't know.
Yeah, I think mine is. I think I'm Virgo rising, Aquarius sun, and Taurus moon.
So you don't want to know that I'm a Taurus sun, a Gemini moon, an Aquarius
What does
ascending,
that mean?
Gemini Mercury. No, I'm just kidding. I'll stop now.
Gemini Mercury. That's
Yeah.
another.
What?
That's
I have a Gemini
six-word emo band.
stellium. Look it up. It's pretty cool.
I think if there's one thing that I can really thank my mother for is that she did everything in her power to make me a Taurus and not a Gemini. I am a cusp baby, and
So did she hold you in?
No, she induced to make
Opposite.
sure I was a Taurus.
No,
Pull you in.
out of here right now.
Gemini starts the 21st, and she was like, "No, my daughter's a Taurus."
Oh my
I
god!
can't get over. I can't get over the thought of what did she hold it? it's like when we're on the road and someone has to go to the bathroom. It's like, oh, just hold it.
Well, like, have you ever
But
seen,
it's a
like,
child.
It's like Untold Stories of the ER. They'll have like, well, this woman was about to give birth in her car. And they're like, can you hold it?
It's a baby.
Oh my
Just
God.
don't.
Just don't have the whole baby. Just
Don't have
refrain
the
from
baby
it.
right now.
Not that I usually am reading chat and reading it out during the recording, but I do want to comment on Dugan saying, who are all these weird Sailor Scouts I never heard of? They expanded the franchise a lot. And I do think that's really funny.
That is funny.
Because I just do not. I firmly am like, yep, the world keeps on spinning and there's these animals
And I'm
or
here
whatever.
vibing.
Yeah, there's these space animals telling me what I
bumping.
believe in or how I act. Like, I don't want to believe it. Do I kind of believe it? Kind of. Do I
Listen.
like firmly entrench myself in the idea that the
No.
planets are telling me what I want to do? No.
Well, the thing that always works for me is that since I'm a Sagittarius, I know my compatibility signs for like friendship are usually Aquariuses and Pisces, and Brian and I are fine.
All right, I'll allow it.
Aquarius, hit me.
Yeah. I also am yeah, Aquarius, like creative, like you kind of like lose focus on stuff and you just want to do stuff and like venture and try new things. And I'm like, okay, shut up.
Yeah.
But like, shut up.
There's-
But maybe like, shut up. Maybe like, shut up.
my God.
Don't at me, bro.
How about you don't?
Not only am I Aquarius, but I'm also INFP personality type. So it's just
Oh, that's
ultimate,
a whole other
create-
one.
Yeah.
That's a whole other one. Like
Yeah, it's a whole nother.
the whole like creative introvert thing. Like,
It's going
I
to
didn't
be
choose it.
a question we put on our like podcast
Yeah.
like sign up form or whatever. It's going to be like, okay, and your entire
Myers-Briggs?
birth
Your
sign
Myers-Briggs person.
and your what is that called again? Is it Myers-Briggs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Myers-Briggs.
I don't
forget
know
what
if we
mine is.
ever like dove deep into that, like between all three of us. It'd be really interesting to see. Because
Yeah.
like
I'm
I'm
happy to be
INFJ, which apparently is only like 1% of the
Oh
population.
no, I'm INFJ too.
Really?
Yeah.
we're 1% of the population, but
Oh
we're on
man,
the
does that
same
mean
podcast.
we're better than everybody?
No, we're besties or we're baddies.
Or
Whichever
baddies.
one.
Yeah,
One
either
or the
way.
other.
Either way.
That's 2 out of 5 here, though.
It seems like it may be fake, but in our heads we can go with
No,
it.
it's real. We're special.
I'm
Brian,
special.
what is
damn it.
yours?
I forget, honestly.
Okay,
It's been a
that's fair.
while. I did it when I worked at another place, and they were like, "Oh, you got to take this," and then like another like a Adichie's test, and they were like, "You're like one of 4 things, and you have one that's like your best trait. You have one that's like your second best trait, and then 2 that are like kind of like you're okay at them, and it's like they're all separated." I'm like, I got top traits on all 4 of them. And they're like, "That's impossible." I was like, "Yeah."
There's another one. There's another one like that I just recently did, the Enneagram test.
Oh, yeah, the
That's another
Enneagram. Mm-hmm.
That's another good one.
Oh, I
Really
haven't
good,
heard
like,
of that.
personality
Also,
test.
I'm ENFP. No one asked.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right.
The problem is that there's only
we never
4
asked,
letters,
sorry.
and I'm like, all of them are the same. All of them are the exact same. While we do the giveaway after this, maybe I'll just take it real quick and see what I end up
Yeah, live stream.
with.
Myers-Briggs personality
Myers-Briggs
test.
test. I'll just do it real quick behind the scenes while we chat with Twitch and
Yeah,
do the
everybody.
To
giveaway.
continue the giveaway, you have to enter with hashtag
well,
giveaway your Myers-Briggs
bunch of
personality
people-
type.
Oh my
A
god!
bunch of people just dropped all of their Myers-Briggs and their birthday signs. I'm like, dude, if anybody asks you for your social, don't answer it. If
Oh
anybody
my God,
asks
it's
you
like
for
new
the
ASL.
yeah, if anybody asks you for your like, I don't know, the back of your card, the back of your credit card, don't give them that.
Oh no!
That's like classic Twitch interaction is you just like ask a question or you say some like broad fact about yourself and the chat will fill itself with
Yeah.
everybody saying that about
Yep.
them. But it's awesome. And it makes me like think about interactions for like, I don't know, imagine we're playing a show and Brad's just like, so what's everybody's signs? And like, we wouldn't be able to hear everybody say theirs, obviously, because everyone would be saying them at once. But Brad could be like, that is so cool. Anyways, our next song is called, you know?
Yeah.
Like wow,
That's
so true,
amazing.
baddies. Good job. Love that for you.
People just shouting out their personality type,
Yeah.
being like,
It's literally just a flood of
Cool.
letters. Like,
INFJ, that's
True.
cool, bestie. Anyways,
Yeah.
next song.
it's like Sesame Street up in here. Okay, here's our next
Oh
song.
my god!
love that for you, Batty.
God damn it! I don't feel
You
older.
got 2 options after you gave me 1, and I said, okay, here are 2 now.
I don't feel older than when somebody starts saying a new phrase all the time. It's like I feel like I did when people started dabbing. I'm like, I hate that, and now I'm just like, I'll hit a dab.
Well,
I'll dab
You
all the
also
time. I don't give a
you
shit.
hit a nice sheesh too.
Yeah,
so
I'll drop
I
some
don't wanna hear
sheeshes in the
anything.
chat.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I feel like I'm like the opposite of a boomer because whenever I hear something new, I'm like, I need to know what that is because I want to say it
Oh,
all the
100%.
time.
Give
I
it to
have
me.
to be. I have to be the hippest person in the room.
Uh-huh.
That is it.
Yeet, 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 yeet.
For the recording, I won't turn on my my echo effect on the microphone.
Giveaway.
Giveaway. It's fine. It's fine.
He said he wouldn't, but he did.
For all the listeners who didn't get to participate in the giveaway, just enjoying the
Sorry for you.
echo of it.
What if we had done the 1940s like radio thing the whole time?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I would have had to put on a
no.
voice for it and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Well,
would
we
need
method
write
that.
actor, by
tunes
the way.
together.
Yeah. Well, so you write a couple of songs together
Oh,
in,
no.
in the
I
studio,
hit those
huh?
stubs pretty hard for you, and 2 or 3 cymbals on there, and
two tree cymbals.
A little bit of 4 on the floor, you know.
you know, just a nice little dance beat for the people to jive to.
Yeah, you got all of them out there on the dance floor.
Once you had that down, I picked it up and put a little ding ding ding. And you know,
Better Love is the new musical trend hit sweeping the airwaves. They're doing the Charleston out there.
Next time, we'll dress up too.
new
That's actually
hot
how,
band.
isn't that wild? That's how your holiday show is going to open
Yeah.
up. Isn't that crazy?
Actually, maybe we should set a dress code.
1940s
Yeah, I think
holiday.
so. I mean, we're in the roaring 20s, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, the boys over fighting the war are really enjoying this new Better Love music.
Better Love, controversial.
Is the better love controversial? Is there a better kind of love? Stay tuned to find out the answer and more. But first,
The papers
a
will
word
be
from our
talking about
sponsors.
this one for
See,
days.
we're doing it. We're passing it around. Everybody gets their turn at it.
Now.
Okay, I get what you're
Welcome.
saying, and I'm a huge fan of just like
It's
passing the
amazing,
joke
right?
around. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Before
god, wait,
we,
someone in the chat said it's more like the screaming 20s because
I was gonna
2020
say.
was, yeah.
yeah,
Screaming 20s.
yeah. Oh my god, my existential dread makes me want to. So anyway, before we do plugs and toss it over to Twitch to do the giveaway, I do want to mention that you have a new the single came out, Break You Down, or is it coming out?
It
It did come out.
All right. And then we have, I guess, new music you're writing now to look forward to soon. Do you
Yeah,
have?
we've spent a lot of this year recording and writing. So, unfortunately, our most recent single is a year ago, but there are very good things in the works. But before that, I think you should definitely stream Break You Down. It's actually one of my favorites. Brad really pioneered this song. And, you know, I remember being in the studio and just at the end of it, we were like, oh my God, we're about to sing like a big chorus. Like we like ended up having like mics all over the room and we were just like shouting. It was just like this super fun.
The big like gospel style chorus.
Yeah,
at the end.
it was really great.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's crazy that, oh man, a year goes by so quick.
I didn't
It's
know
crazy
that.
how that was a year ago. Like, because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like it's not like a brand new song anymore, but like it feels still like pretty new. Cause I mean, we've only played it live once. Like, it's still a baby. Like, I guess for us, a year will feel longer than like, you know, most people. When I think about like anyone I listen to that put out music a year ago, that still feels pretty new to me. Like sometimes I feel like I forget that. But yeah, so that was the last song we put out because we really just spent this whole year like trying to write and record as much as possible. But that will start seeing the light of day after the new year. So exciting.
Maniacal laugh.
Exciting.
Okay, so after the new year, we got new stuff to look forward to.
Absolutely. We're hoping to
Yeah,
start
it'll be-
2022 off right, you know?
Yeah, we have to do something correct after the
Nothing
last 2
happened in
years.
2021. Yeah.
I
Can
keep
you
thinking
believe-
it, I
Can
keep
you
thinking
believe
it's
our
going to be
album of the
2013.
years?
Wait,
Wow. What?
It's gonna be 20.
It's been 2012 for so long.
did the world end?
Yo, those back in
I'm sorry, I cut you off though. Please say what you were saying. But I mean, 2012 is just way too long.
I can't be in 2012.
No, I do not want to
No.
relive 2012.
No, that's senior year of high school. I can't go back there. I can't go back there.
Same.
Yeah, I can't go back there.
I'm 100.
Are we all 94 babies?
No, no,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, almost all of us. I'm so sorry.
Musically, I'm in 2005, which is my senior year of high school.
Damn.
How does every
That's all right.
conversation?
We're not to keep talking about like the new music thing. We are potentially working on a song that feels like it could be out of 2002, like pop rock sort of thing.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Hell yeah.
So
Bring it back.
we got one. We got one for everyone.
Bring it back.
We got one for everybody. You know, we don't exclude elder emos. We don't exclude
Thank you.
Gen Xers too much.
Thank you.
Not at all.
Thank you.
Not too much.
Okay, let's let's do your
looking at the
plugs.
chat.
We will we'll throw over to Twitch and do the giveaway after this. But yeah, tell us where everybody can find you. Could be the band, could be individuals, personal accounts, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, well, I mean, our band account is at Better Love US, or You Better Love Us.
That's what I thought it was. That's
it's
what
another-
I read. I'm like, better love us. It's like, hell
That
yeah.
was kind of the point.
Yeah.
Better Love Us.
Better Love Us, but like it's Better Love US. Yeah.
And then, I mean, my social is Jackie Hoyser, so you can go check that out.
Yeah, mine. I'm really only on Instagram, sometimes on Twitter. Bradley_Harvey, and then K.
Yeah, I'm kprov _ on most things, and I'm kprov on Twitch. I used to stream a lot. I haven't very much lately, but I'm gonna get back to that pretty soon.
What kind of stuff did you stream?
I pretty much did variety. I was playing like a music DJ game called Fuser.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I did like the new
That was a good
Pokemon
time.
Snap for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
I played like Life is Strange, Super Mario 64. I was just like variety all over the place. So,
hell yeah. It's kind of the thing where it's just like people like you, and then you're like, yo, let's just hang out, and like I'm gonna play this game, and we'll just be in chat together.
yeah, it was fun. Like it wasn't like anything crazy, but like the more and more I was gaming, and the more and more I was watching Twitch, I was just like, I don't really care how many people watch me. Oh, I also did like a music like bracket tier list for like different genres with people. I did that too.
Yep.
But yeah, it was like if I'm doing this in my free time anyways, I might as well just like turn my webcam on and hang out, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was fun.
We should play Smash Brothers together then.
Oh yeah, that'd be really fun.
Throw down.
Hell yeah.
I'm making a really arrogant fist pump, and I'm gonna just get
You playing Sora a lot or what?
I don't like Sora. He's a little too floaty.
I haven't played the game in
floaty.
so long. I'm really stuck. I'm on Final Fantasy 14. I've been playing it for like way too long now. So
I get it. I've heard that's addicting.
it very much is.
Well, guys, let's toss it over to Twitch. Thank you all for being on the recording part of this. Make sure if you're listening, go check out Better Love Us and be prepared for new music. And if you're in Chicago, you know, just go ahead and get them tickets. Get damn TX. They're on. Go to their social media and find out how. Because the link isn't posted yet, right?
No, it'll come tomorrow.
Okay. So yeah, by the time you hear this, the link is up. Go to their social media.
And then also go on GMan Tavern too if you can't find it for some weird reason.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
GMan Tavern. Well, yeah. Kay, Jackie, Brad, thank you for being on the podcast tonight.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having
Thank you.
us.
Thanks for having us. It was a great time.